Hey everybody, John Foss, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Very excited to be talking with Ron Livingston about season 2 of Loudermilk. Ron, I have one complaint, and that is when the screeners were sent over. We only got 3 episodes this time. Last season we had the whole season.
Interesting. I think it's probably because we shot it a lot later this year. The last episodes aren't done yet.
It's a great show. It's in the 90 percentile in Rotten Tomatoes. Tell us a little bit about the show for people that haven't seen it.
I love this show. I mean, it's basically it's set in the world of substance abuse recovery, and it's just sort of a full out comedy from the Farrelly brothers and me and Bobby Mort, and it's awesome. It's kind of a great animal. This is our second season, so everything's kind of firing a little bit on all cylinders, and yeah, it's I play Sam Loudermilk, who's a 12-step counselor, kind of the most unlikely shepherd in the world. He's the kind of the biggest a-hole in the world, just a miserable cuss that is responsible for kind of trying to help take care of this group of misfits and numbskulls. And it's very funny.
And last season when we finished off, it looked like there may be some romance in Loudermilk's life, but that just wouldn't be like Loudermilk. So tell us where it picks up here in season 2.
Last season kind of shuffled the deck. I feel like everything in Loudermilk's life kind of blew up. And then this season he's really got to try to figure out how he's going to put it all back together again, and if he's going to put it all back together again. And he's got to figure out what to do about that budding romance. And he does so in true Loudermilk fashion.
And when we do start in season 2, the first scene is you at a coffee shop, and I love the Valley Girl voice. Is there any chance we can get a little taste of that?
You know what? I don't even remember what it was, to be honest. That was one of those bits where Pete Farrelly does a really good Valley Girl voice. And it probably took me 30 takes to get that one because he was like, no, it's a little more, But it was, that girl was great, wasn't she?
Yeah. And you were great. It was like, you don't actually talk like that. That's an affectation.
Yes.
You're just talking like that because you want to talk like that. It was awesome. Great job.
The vocal fry.
They
call it vocal fry.
Yeah. This is the subject matter that you're hitting in this show is kind of balancing between serious subject matter but it's a comedy. What has the feedback been from professionals like therapists in the community dealing with substance abuse? Has it been positive or negative?
Yeah, I haven't really heard much from professionals, but people that I think I've heard a lot from people who say I'm in the program, and I love the show. Might be sampling bias. Might be if they hate the show, they're not going to come up and say I'm in the program and I hate your show. But I've heard more of the other. It's the way I think I like to look at it is that we deal with serious subject matter comically, and there's something about that if anything allows us to be even a little more kind of zany. We can be a little more wacky with it, and because the material itself is so sort of the stakes are high, and it almost grounds it in a weird way.
And your character is a music critic. Are you into music? I mean, is there a specific type of music that you like, or was that something that you added to the character, or was that already there?
No, that was already there, and it's not me at all. I grew up with Frank Sinatra and Gordon McRae and Ella Fitzgerald, and I'm a bit of a jazz aficionado and blues, but it's all old. Everything's old, The new stuff I like it, but I couldn't tell you who's playing it. I was like, oh, I like that song. So it's classic old guy stuff and Loudermilk. So I did have to do a little homework. Anytime we have a music or a band reference on there, because 90% of the time I don't know what we're talking about.
Who's your favorite band?
My favorite band, I've been listening to. It's not really I would call it a band, but I've been listening to a lot of Snooks Eaglin. He passed away I think it was a year or two ago. It looks like
Okay.
Maybe he passed away. If he's alive and well in New Orleans, then I apologize to Snook's family. But he's just a blues guy with a beautiful voice and a beautiful soul.
One thing we talked about last year when we were talking about the first season is you're from Cedar Rapids, I'm from Hinton, Iowa, which is just outside of Sioux City.
Vinton.
Have you been back to Iowa? And we also mentioned Ragbrai, which you hadn't done yet.
Ragbrai.
Have you done it?
No.
Sid, have you done it? You didn't do it last year?
God, no.
Will you? Will you?
If I do Ragbrai, it'll probably be in 5 to 10 years when my daughter's old enough to want to do it.
Okay.
And I think if that happens, I'll probably see her for the first 5 minutes of each day, and then I'll catch up to her at the end because I think she's going to be pedaling faster than I will.
Do you ever get back to Iowa?
I get back more often to Wisconsin because my little sister's up there, and she's got four little ones that trumps. We go to her. So if I'm in the Midwest, I'll more likely go to Wisconsin, and my folks will come up and see us all there.
And you're a Bears fan. Your
But I
Bears
fly-
helped out
yeah.
the Vikings yesterday.
You know, anything we can do to help you guys out, we'll
They're having
do.
a good season, though.
I like the team, though. I think we look good, and I can't wait to play you guys. I think it's gonna be. We're gonna have a couple good games.
Yeah, you guys are the surprise of the NFL this year.
You know, we've been the team everybody's been talking about for 4 years, and it just hasn't materialized. So it's nice to see something. It's nice to see some of it actually come true finally.
All right, and one last question. So Loudermilk, we've already discussed, is it's a tough character because you're dealing with serious subject matter, but making it funny at the same time. And another show you have right now is A Million Little Things, where it's kind of the same thing. You're dealing with suicide, but again, kind of with comedy mixed in. Tell us a little bit about that show.
Million Little Things is on ABC, and it's a completely different animal. You know, but it does. You're right. It does have that. The writers sort of come from comedy. But it's structured like a classic 1 hour drama, and to me, I think the main difference is when you watch A Million Little Things, you really feel like you are one or more of those characters, and you feel that everything is happening. You feel like it's happening to you. Loudermilk is kind of that classic comic distancing, where everything that happens, you're watching it happen to me or somebody else. And for some reason, we're a little more willing to laugh at the stuff that happens to other people than to us.
Well, Ron Livingston, thank you so much. Twin Cities, make sure you check out Loudermilk. It airs on the AT&T Audience Network Tuesdays at 9 p.m. and A Million Little Things on ABC Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Thanks, Ron.
Yes, thank you.